Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's BDL44 coming at you with another video. Talk about something that's very fascinating in the NBA for me, and that's just watching Aaron Gordon's highlights from his very first game with the Denver Nuggets, and just absorbing my understanding of what his perspective is, which is this is the very first time, and he's been in the league for like probably 10 years or more, where he's playing for a new team. I think about the same thing for his old teammate Vucevic. You know, those guys been in the same team together for 8 years, and this like the first game that they probably played where they're not on the same team with one another. It's just you see guys, and especially guys like Aaron Gordon, who were drafted with at a small market team that's hardly ever seen, um, and a lot of NBA fans, even loyalists like myself, just didn't get a chance to see him because you don't see these guys on the big networks. You don't see them playing in a whole lot of playoff games. If they do play in the playoffs, it's probably against a team that you're not going to watch because they're probably getting blown out in the first round and that kind of thing. Orlando's been making the playoffs too. They've been a playoff team for 3 years in a row now, if I'm not mistaken. And this is a guy who's paid his dues. He deserves to be in the situation he's in right now, which is a championship caliber situation, playing with a loaded team that is expected to make noise in the playoffs. And he looked good out there. You know, obviously he's a pro. You don't have to teach him a whole lot. You know, he's been a star caliber player on his team for a very long time. So if anything, it's just about him coming to Denver, where he's probably like a fourth option, something like that, third option, albeit a very, very potent one. But nevertheless, he's not first or second on that Denver team, probably not third either. And they look good. Like they played against the Hawks, so it's kind of hard to tell you that they were impressive because the Hawks aren't a very great team right now, and they didn't have a very good showing tonight. But just in terms of the Denver side of the game, one thing that did stand out to me, and I just watching, it looked like Aaron Gordon was playing at a different speed than the Denver Nuggets, and that's completely normal. This is again his very first game, and of course, what he's going to get used to, which I think is going to prove to be very good, is altitude. You know, this is a guy that's played in Florida his whole career, so of course, moving up to Denver, it's going to be an adjustment period for him physically because he has to get used to that. So it looked. I ain't going to say he looked winded, but he wasn't running at the same speed as the rest of the Denver Nuggets. He's running at like a 4. They're running at like a 7. And so that just comes with the pace that he's used to playing with on the Orlando Magic team forever. So the pace is going to pick up, and I think that benefits him because, in theory, he should play better in a pace type of offense. I don't know what Orlando really runs down there, but just given what I've seen, it looks like they focus more so on the defensive end and less on the offensive end. They never really addressed their point guard position until this year, with the youngster that they got, Greg Anthony's kid, Cole Anthony, and then he got hurt. So it's like I can't say that I've ever seen Aaron Gordon play with a real pass first point guard. Now, obviously they got a guy from Philly had the show, Markelle Fultz, but Fultz is out for the season. But he got a chance to see Markelle Fultz kind of get some passing action going and give him a little taste of what it feels like to have a facilitator running the ball, running the offense for him. But Aaron Gordon's never played with a guy like Jokic. He's never had A-plus passer play, in his favor, and he's still been able to have an all-star caliber career. So I'm very much intrigued by how he's going to look when this Denver Nuggets team gets used to him and he gets used to them. When Jokic learns his game, and I don't think it's going to take longer than a week and a half for a facilitator like that to learn your spots and learn what you love to do. And then the open shots, you could already see the open shots that he was able to get from just the attention that a guy like Porter draws, attention from even a guy like obviously Murray, and some of the other guys, Barton. Barton draws a lot of attention himself. He's a much better offensive player and defensive player than people think. He's just a really, really solid player that you want to have scoring the ball for you, and another guy that's going to draw attention away from a guy like Aaron Gordon and Porter and so on and so forth. They are so deep. And if you look at their offense, you really don't see players that are not capable on their roster. Like literally, period. No one on the roster is incapable. You from top to bottom, they have a bunch of really good guys. I think the worst player they may have on the whole roster is like Campazzo or something, who's a young rookie point guard who's balling out of control. I mean, they just, after making this Aaron Gordon deal, kind of getting rid of Gary Harris, I look at the roster and I say, wow, everybody there can do it. JaMychal Green, one would think JaMychal Green's role would come down because of the presence of Aaron Gordon at the power forward position. JaMychal Green had a fantastic game tonight. Played, and he was one of the better Denver Nuggets on the floor. So that team doesn't scare me as a Laker fan, but if we have any injury issues, I'm not ruling out them having success against us in the playoffs. So we have got to be healthy. As a Laker fan, I say this, but even the rest of the league, not just the Lakers. Phoenix needs to be ready for Denver. Portland needs to be ready for Denver, so on and so forth. If you're a Western Conference team, the Clippers, you would much rather avoid Denver, especially in the first round. Yeah, I'm intrigued by the Denver Nuggets. I'm excited for their fans. I think they're on to something. Like I told you guys maybe several videos ago about the Nuggets. I don't think Jokic is going to go too many more years without a championship. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins one within the next 3 to 5 years. And he can be the best player on a championship caliber team, no question about it. And with the lineup that he has down there, with Porter having not even reached his prime yet, Aaron Gordon probably in his prime right now, Murray not nowhere near his either. You're just looking at a team that could only get better from here. Now the challenge for them is to try to keep their team deep while maintaining all of this talent. They have guys that are going to have to pay. Murray, I think, has already been paid. Jokic has obviously already been paid. They're going to have to pay Porter and Gordon, and it's going to be difficult to do so. So we're going to see how that plays out, how they manage their cap, how they manage their roster. But ultimately, for this season, they are a top 4 team in basketball. I got them ahead of the Clippers right now, right behind the Lakers, and of course the Nets. And I'm trying to figure out where I have them in regards to Philly, Utah. I think I have them above Utah. I'm pretty sure I have them behind Philly. So I think that's how that works for me. They're like the 3rd, 4th team that I have on the docket to win the whole thing. So yeah, man, Aaron Gordon is a fantastic addition. He's wearing number 50 to remind all of us that he scored 50 a million times and didn't win any dunk contest, which was just clear and utter robbery. It's a robbery, bro. It was a robbery. Both of them were, honestly. I love Zach LaVine, but those are some robberies. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. I'm looking forward to all of that. My name is BDF44. Shout out to Denver Nuggets fans. Thank you guys for clicking on my face. My name is BDF44. I'm out.